Grand Prix of Styria. Pole Espargaro gets a great start on the KTM. So KTM on pole. KTM, look again, just as you said in your analysis, using the penalty loop, if you like, for a bit of an escape road.
Look at ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Mir leads. We'll move back to that later, but that really has wiped it for
Up the throttle, so he's going to drop back as well.
Look at this. We keep talking about the changing of the guard. The front three men at the moment are the guards being checked. It was Jack indeed.
There was
Nakagami
room.
now.
Oh!
There's Nakagami wiping him. So you can tell that Nakagami was going to try, and Vinales has got to work hard. That's pushed him out on the green. Rins on the 42 bike, but out front, Jack has made it through. Has given it a good old tug, hasn't he? But he's making it work at the moment on the Pramac bike. It's just a question of whether it lasts throughout the Red Bull Ring. Jack Miller. Well, it's been a long time since he's won a... Finished second last time out here a week ago.
Oh, someone's really wide. Was it CHYROEL? Possibly.
In this race, whether he was going to get so frustrated with the performance of things here. The championship leader has got work to do on the number 20 for him to do. Jack Miller pulling away from Joan Mir on the 36 bike. Takaki Nakagami. Well, Honda are missing.
Very wide.
And there was one of the other factory, that's Binder, that's sorting out one of the tech. It's a massive frame.
The mistake up into turn one.
Oh yeah, big mistake. Right up on the rumble strip. I wonder he ended up going right out.
Yeah, how many times ever since? Yeah, that was a shot in the background.
Morbidelli also has been off on turn 4 as well. That's the penalty loop where one or two of these riders might get Mir leads.
This is going to be...
Joan Mir leads. Yeah. Let's see if he can make a break.
Exactly. What's going to be interesting, let's look at this straight now.
Top speed that the KTM has over the Suzuki. Still, Quartararo behind Valentino Rossi, who's behind Maverick Vinales. Look at...
Drop back to that group.
Down through turn 2.
Perfect.
Straight back on the gas though, and it's quick here as well down towards turn 4, isn't it? It's a difficult racetrack. Again, you noticed it last time out. The KTM swarms towards the outside of the track. Joan Mir still leading. So the number 36, second MotoGP.
Got his first podium last time out. Second place, past Jack actually on the last...
Nipped underneath him. That Suzuki has always seemingly turned and steered really well. We're looking back down at the battle here as a... Rin up towards turn 1. Now then.
Keith Dovy's 4.4 seconds.
He's here. That change of temperature from last week to this week will be what's making the difference. And I'll tell you what else he's got a problem with. And Brad, he's going to have a problem with Miguel, because Miguel's going to follow Brad through whatever happens. There's the three of them. Dovey.
Yeah, all McGinn until he gets on the back of him.
Best KTM, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Binder win his first weekend. There's a lot of top riders vying for position. That's Joan Mir right out on the... got a good launch, but then it sort of bogged down, didn't it? There's Dovizioso on the undaunted Ducati.
It's so tight in here. It's lent on us.
A little bit. This is where it gets proper scary down here. Pity we didn't stay with it, that's for sure. Alex Marquez. Looking across for his re-entry, so is Cal Crutchlow as well. Brad Binder, it's just a matter of time. You know Binder, if he comes across a rider, he's going to make a pass on him, whatever happens. Look at the Ducati, that's that picture of what happened last week, running it that close. As I'm sure he has.
What is going on with Dovey?
Miguel Oliveira is going to go through. I'm going to put Dovey back in 8th place. It's only a matter of time. Mir at the line was a 0.6 of a second, 6/10 lead at the line last time around. We're looking back from Pole Espargaro at pace of the men in front. Here's Alex Marquez on Maverick Vinales. Vinales is going to get into the race just from the start. Oh, it's a mistake.
Well, is that the engine? I mean...
Well, that's the other thing that I was about to say. They've withdrawn their request themselves, and I suppose that's metallurgy and everything else that goes with it to justify that. It has to be a unanimous decision by all the manufacturers to agree to it, and Yamaha being forced to withdraw, then the soft limiter so it doesn't hit the hard limiter, putting stress on the motor, take some revs off of it so it's not rotating quite so much, and valve train problem.
I wonder if it has gone pop.
Ika Lecuona.
Yeah. And Bradl's
got one as well.
And Frankie Morbidelli, all on the same lap.
Still, Joan Mir. This has been a masterclass from Joan Mir. Well, Right back in the days when we saw him in Moto 3, we thought, particularly brake-wise, he used that rear brake such a lot in Moto 3, it looked like he could be a good Moto GP rider.
Frankie's his crew chief. That's the gentleman we spoke to on the grid. And Frankie said, you cannot believe when you look at his data, this kid is so talented.
He's being given some advice from pit lane, mapping 3, David Ayuki. They want the win, but they don't want the win at all costs. If
He's basically
backing it off a little bit right now, just to save that motor a little bit. Only got 5 engines, no concessions at Suzuki. Really, oh, there he goes. It'll be in pieces if he comes straight through with a Honda on it. So through goes Nakagami. Now then, the 10 laps to go, still a long way yet. Mir back to Nakagami, 1.6 seconds at the line. Nakagami should bully that Ducati. It must have been
he made a mistake.
Yeah,
Nakagami.
Nakagami had to have made a mistake there. Whoa, Jack sideways. Look at Lucio. You're going grey, Lucio. Good reason to as well, I have to say. Yeah. Joan Mir on his way to his first ever MotoGP win. Straight back, and I'm not talking about just MotoGP, I'm talking about Moto 2 and Moto 3 as well. Spectacular day. Spectacular air display in the lunchtime as well. Who was it for? Just to keep the paddock, I think, amused. And of course, telling the guard, we keep talking about it. It's happening right in front of us. Mir, Nakagami, Miller, Pol Esposo. Lecuona is 9th, Quartararo 10th, Valentino Rossi down in 11th with Petrucci, Viñales.
Binder's closing in on that group in front.
As he would. Free air at the front. He's not going to want pole. Oh, that's a biggie for... That looks like Maverick.
Or Maverick.
Maverick's gone in. Maverick's gone in hard at turn 1. Well, they're going to call that. It's going to be dash. Mir is going to be so upset.
Oh, they've got it. Yeah,
yeah, red flag. It has to be because the airbag's gone pop. Yeah, once the airbag's gone. They talked about it in the lead-up, didn't they, to this race meeting?
I believe that.
Wow.
What a horrible...
To jump
the brake, there's no brake. Look at the speed of that.
Wow, that's gone in hard, eh? What about that camera? That's a tough camera. Bails out, literally just jumped off it when he had no brake.
Wow.
You don't see that very often. What great camera. And it's such an unexpected thing in your visor, in your vision. Great camera work from Dorna.
Yeah, that's another engine.
It's go! Oh, and that was a right mess for Rins. Rins got a jump and then it went backwards, so Rins has lost out on this restart. He's running massively wide, but look at the lead that Mir has got already, and that'll keep him safe down at turn 3, which is where in 3 we are then. Mir goes in, Miller goes in, Pol Espargaro goes in. Round the outside goes Nakagami. This is going to be bravery on the brakes, and both these guys are good at it. Jack Miller gets underneath Mir. Can he pull it back? Natty, absolutely fantastic stuff. I'll tell you what, if it'd been through goes Pol Espargaro at turn 9. This is turn from the Ducati. It almost thwarted him. Pit Byra and the team are all looking on. Oliveira looking as well. Surely not a one. That's taken him out of the equation. That lets Dovizioso off anyway. Nakagami will move up into that 6th place. Now there seems to do it with ease though, and he makes the... I was going to say, he made the apex and Pol Espargaro didn't. To put the Tech 3 KTM on the top step. This is going to be an in. Does it on Mir?
Will Mir getting back here?
No. Don't think Mir's got the grip.
No, I agree.
I think the Suzuki or whatever.
Well, he's got this. He's got another medium in it, but that's what he went with. But maybe it's the same tyre.
Leaps away from the Ducati of Jack Miller. Miguel Oliveira, nice long sweeping lap here from Miguel Oliveira. Will he look at the inside? Oliveira to do that. 4 laps to go. Dovi's coming.
Can you imagine the celebrations if Pol wins? I mean, he will explode.
Are emotional, there's no doubt. He's looking good though. He's looking calm on that KTM. But Dovizioso, has Dovi got in that wide old sideways line down at turn 3? Back to what, 2nd gear? And 4. Onto the rev limiter, the soft rev limiter bounces in. Pol Espargaro a little bit sideways on the way in here, Jack, and find the grip. 3 and a bit laps to go. Mir's not over and done with yet. In the grain up, left-hand side, so maybe it's the front tyre that's causing the problem, not the rear.
He started, look, 24 laps to front.
That's what it's done. If he pushes it on that,
he will be down.
Yep,
and 100%. That's why, obviously, he was going to win that first race. And look at it.
It all went pear-shaped when he got to the second one. Maybe there is some God, after all, in the KTM camp that has got an attack left in him. If he's close, he's going to have a go.
And it's the same with Oliveira.
Yeah, say that again. Still Mir there, but Dovizioso in 4th place. Has he got anything left?
Dovi be absolutely perfect.
in the mirror. Andrea Dovizioso, we look back at Brad Binder is in 8th place, Valentino Rossi 9th at the moment. Ika Lecuona only 10th for him, he'll be disappointed, but points are up for grabs here, massive points are up for grabs, 25 points for a win, we don't worry about it. Dovi knows that. Pol Espargaro, can he hang on? 2 laps to go. Surely they'll be aware as well not to run onto the green. We've seen some of that. You lose your last lap, you get put back a place if you run onto the green. Clean and tidy over the last 2.6 miles. So, penultimate lap.
I'm going to repeat what I've said. Pol Espargaro is the more motions. He's got 2 laps leading. If he can do 2 perfect laps, without any mistake, territory. He's had 1 MotoGP podium in 7 years of racing.
109 Grand Prix for Pol. Step of the podium. Pol Espargaro for KTM looking to equal Brad Binder's Brno first place for KTM. Equally, if he doesn't hold it together, he will be so devastated. I'd be amazed to see him back. Will he get over there? 2.6 miles to go, just over.
See, I'd be giving, they need to give him plus 0.3. Going to go defensive. If he does the perfect lap time now, they can't catch him. He's just done a 24.1. If he does another 24.1, he's more defensive.
But a rider sometimes needs it taken out. I'm sure he will have said, I want exactly what it is on my board, otherwise they wouldn't have given
His
it
time by going defensive. Look how much time he's lost.
Too much. You have called it absolutely spot on, Hodgie.
Just give him
And here comes Jack on the brakes up into turn 4.
There you go.
The management may have given this away. You're so right, Hodgie. I can't yet.
And look who's behind him.
Right on it. Miguel Oliveira is going to look to try and relegate him.
He's going to dive bomb him.
He is going to hate him, Camp. Neil Hodgson, you called it spot on. So, Jack Miller, is he going to? Pol Espargaro goes up the inside. Surely. Can't keep it down. Last corner coming up.
Go for it.
Miller's going to go.
Oh, it's tight.
At the line, who went on the green stuff? Oliveira takes the win for Tech 3. That is Hervé Ponchereau, Giku.